friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla, and I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you for stopping by and joining me for a visit today, and I appreciate you all so very, very much. I really do. We are headed to my doctor's appointment this morning. Actually, Big Daddy went on to work, and then he is leaving, I don't know, about 9:45 to come pick me up to take me to an appointment. I didn't have this appointment at the beginning of the week. It was tacked on later. And so I have an appointment tomorrow to get an ultrasound. And then earlier this week, maybe Monday or Tuesday, I can't even remember. What's today? Tuesday. The hospital called me and said that they needed to get me into the surgery clinic so I can get scheduled for a colonoscopy. So I said, okay. And they said, okay, how about Thursday? I was like, all right. Now, this isn't for the actual test. This is just an appointment to go in to schedule the actual test. So I don't know. So I'll go in later, after Big Daddy picks me up and takes me. We'll go and speak to the surgeon and see what's going on and, when they're going to schedule it. But, the only thing I have going for me, or the good thing I do have going for me on that, is that when I have to drink all the yucky stuff, I don't have to drink it because I can put it through my feeding tube. Yes, because I would never be able to get that down. I can tell you right now, I would gag and it would be horrible. I would never get it all down. So this way, I will get all the liquid in me that I'm supposed to drink. I can just put it through my feeding tube. I don't have to taste it or anything like that. So that's a good thing. I guess that's a good thing. Anyway, so that's the plan. See what happens. But today I wanted to do a little throwback Thursday with you guys and show you a project that I did long ago. And I am proud of this because I did not know how to crochet when I did this. Not one stitch of this is crochet because I didn't know how to crochet. I was a loom knitter at the time, and I had an Addi King machine, and I guess I had the small size Addi King. Yeah, I had bought the small size Addi King machine. I forgot what it's called. The small one, the 24 peg one. I had bought that one. I was going for infusions monthly to the hospital in Shreveport, and I got into this trial thing. Like, I was on this medication getting this, but they were also doing a trial on this medication. And so if this lady come and talked to me once a month, she gave me a $25 gift card. I believe Amazon gift card. I don't know. So anyway, it was, I really don't even know. I don't even understand or remember what that was all about. But she came once a month and talked to me, and she'd give me a $25 gift card. And so I saved up those gift cards and got me the first little small knitting machine. And then my kids surprised me with the Addi King one Christmas. Had no idea they were getting me that. And we had done Christmas already, and there was one more gift stuck back behind the tree. And they said, oh, there's another gift, and it's yours. And I was like, what is this? I mean, I was so blessed already. I didn't feel like I needed another gift, didn't expect another gift or anything like that. And I opened it, and it was an Addi King. I cried. Yes, I cried. They knew I had wanted one, and I was actually trying to save up for one at that time. And they just got me one for Christmas. But anyway, I have used my Addi Kings, my Addi King and my Addi Professional. I can't remember what it's called. I don't know why I want to say that. But the smaller one, I have used those things so much that they don't even work right anymore. Big Daddy is going to. I bought the gel silicone greasing stuff. So he is going to take them apart and clean them really good and grease them and see if we can't get them working. Um, I have several different knitting machines, and those two do not work correctly anymore. I've used them and used them and used them. So I I'll tell you what, this one adding machine that does work for me is the one that gets the worst reviews on YouTube videos. Um, and I don't know why mine still works other than I baby it, but it's the little knitting machine from Michaels. I think it might be 30 something pegs, maybe 36 pegs or something. I don't know. I baby that thing though. I don't put anything in it that is even questionable about it might not work in it. So mine works, but anyway, but that machine actually gets horrible, horrible reviews on YouTube and just online in general. And then I have a little cheap toy looking one that's like a 24 peg. It's a hit and a miss. It works sometimes and sometimes it don't, just depending on what it feels like doing that day. And then I have a Centro one that is same thing, hit miss. But anyway, I made this project using my Addi King and my looms. Now I have looms of different sizes, like 24 inch, 24 pegs and stuff like that of different knitting looms. And so that's what I used to create this blanket. Okay, so a few years ago, Jada and Stitches, she came out with a blanket where you got a square every month, and you was making the squares to put together a blanket. And so it's like a monthly calendar blanket thing. She does those kind of blankets all the time, every year, and they're always different. She's very creative. And so anyway, I was a few years behind, a year or maybe behind, or maybe even 2 years, I don't know, behind this blanket project. And I had looked at it and I was like, I really want to make that. And then I was like, I'm going to make it. No, I didn't know how to crochet, not a one stitch or anything. So I totally made this on my looms, and my Addi King is what I used. So this is the blanket that I made. And I'm going to tell you about each square or whatever, but yeah. I'll have to hold it up a little bit more so you can see the bottom. So that is my version of the Jada and Stitches blanket. You can go to her channel and search that. It comes up there. I don't know what it's called. It's one of her calendar blankets, and I don't know what year calendar blanket it was. But so how did I make this? Well, each one of these squares I made on the Addi King. It is 2 layers. I just made a circle, and I do not plan to recreate this. So sorry. I do not plan. I am swamped with my projects that I'm doing now. I am swamped. Like, I am totally working on my projects, YouTube videos all day. I mean, that's what I'm doing. I can't go back and recreate past projects. I really just can't. So on the Addi King, if you just make a circle every how many rows you're going to make it, you make all of them the same row, and then I just closed off the top of that little circle and the bottom of that circle and made a flat panel. It's 2 panels thick. Okay, and so then for this, I just took this might have been made on the small Addi King. I made this face, not all that, but just the face part. And then on my different size looms, I just made the shapes. Like, I knew what shape I wanted to make. I made a hat. I made a scarf and kind of just put it on here to make it look like it went around him and everything. And then just loom knitted pieces and put on here, and I sewed each and every one of these on. Now I knew I was going to back it with something else. This is backed with fleece or felt? No, felt. It's felted. It's felt on the back. So I just sewed everything on and didn't really wasn't really concerned about my yarn on the other side because I knew you would never see that because it would be on this. So that was my January snowman. Okay, and then so for February, here's the bear. And again, this was made on a 24 peg loom because I just e-wrapped that. Yeah. And then these hearts were made on a little loom. I just made those hearts on a loom. And, made a little muzzle and put on him and put some ears. And I used pink and white, and just made them the best that I could to look like a bear. And made this pink square. Now for each square, so the square itself was this white, pink here. And then I went around and did short rows around the corners, and I did that with just a straight little part of a sock loom. I took a sock loom apart and just I bordered it. So actually the stitches are going I went around and picked up stitches from this and added to the sock loom. I did short rows to turn a corner and just went all the way around. So I bordered each square in white afterwards. Alright, and so then for March, I forgot what her March was, but I go rogue on everything I make. If I'm following a pattern, I'm liable to go rogue at any minute. So there is my little leprechaun man. I like the way he turned out, but I really just wanted, I really just wanted a face and whatever. I like how he turned out. So he turned out really cute. So that was row 1. And that would be January, February, and March. So then April came up. So put a bunny rabbit for April. And then somehow or another, I loom knitted a strip, yeah. And then I just turned it into a bow because it was a straight piece, and just loom knitted different pieces to go on the bunny to make it April, a bunny rabbit. And then May, this little chick come out for May. And I did put a little stuffing in this one to make it a little bit 3D. But it turned out really cute. I just had fun. I had a lot of fun while I was making these squares because there were no rules. It was my creation and I was just doing it ever how I wanted to. And so, let's see, April, May, June. So for June, I did a little ladybug and, I just loom knitted a circle and put on here, and then loom knitted more little circles for the dots and a little head, and then just some little legs, So that was June. All right, now we got July. Oh, let me see if I can get him looking good. So for July, I decided to do Uncle Sam. I love the way he turned out. I really just had so much fun making this blanket and just creating different little faces and things. So that was my Uncle Sam. August would have been this bee. So I loom knitted a bee, and it's kind of 3D also. And then I just made some little wings and put on it, and that's what I came up with. All right, and then let's see, what would this be? September? Yep, I think so. So I did a little owl for September. It kind of looks goofy to me now. But it's cute. I like it. It was a lot of work. Okay, the wings are kind of like they're sewn down there, but kind of like a little 3D effect there. Yeah, she kind of looks a little goofy to me now, but I still like it. I like this blanket. All right, and then we had October. And so for October, I did this little pumpkin face. And did the little, a little leaf and a stem and then a little curly vine for it. So that was my October. So then comes my Thanksgiving, November. I did this turkey, and he is definitely 3D. He's definitely 3D. But and his little thingy majiggy hanging down there. But that was my turkey for Thanksgiving block, and then my Christmas block. Okay, so someone had sent me a picture, and I believe she still watches my videos. She sent me a picture that she thought would be cute for my December block. It was Rudolph. Well, I tried. It wasn't a loom knit photo. It was a crocheted photo. I tried to recreate that Rudolph in loom knit. It didn't turn out like the picture, but it's okay. I don't know if it really looks like a reindeer. It looks like some kind of little troll or something to me, but this is my Rudolph. And his nose is 3D. I made a red ball and put on him. He just has a little face like a troll or something. And then his little horns. But it's Rudolph, okay? It's Rudolph. Oh, goodness. So, yeah, I didn't go around the whole blanket. I went around each square. You can see across the bottom here where the border is around each square. And then I joined the squares together. And I guess I probably just turned them over to the back and just whip stitched them together. And then I wanted to back it because I didn't want, I used a lot of safety eyes and plus sewing the stuff on, so I definitely wanted to cover the back. So I went to Hobby Lobby and bought a big piece of felt, and I made sure it was at least this size, but it was bigger. No, I didn't get that at Hobby Lobby. I did go to Hobby Lobby, but I did not find what I wanted. I ended up getting this felt at Walmart. They had some like already wrapped up on a bolt, and you bought the whole bolt. Yeah, it wasn't a whole lot of it, but I read the measurements and knew that it was going to fit this. And I still have some of that left over, actually. So I cut that felt, and my son Dakota kind of helps me do this. We cut that felt to the size of this, and then we took one of those rotary things that puts the holes in it for you, and we went around the edge of that the best that we could. We used a metal ruler, and we laid it down, and we went around the edge, and so it would put little holes in the felt all the way around. And then I just started somewhere, I don't know where, and I'm not going to look for the exact start space, but I just started and I just whip stitched. I mean, it is very childlike work. It's not professional at all. It looks like a kid did it. And I just went around and whip stitched that in there the best that I could at the moment. I mean, I feel like I could have done a better job on that. But at the time, I was trying to get this completed because I wanted to enter it in my fair. Our fair was coming. It used to come in like September. And so I was trying to get this done to get it entered into the fair. And so, yeah, it's very childlike work. But it worked, and it's held up all these years. So it's still there. But yeah, I just went around and sewn that to the back. You see, sometimes these stitches got bigger. Sometimes the stitches got bigger and sometimes they got smaller. Here they got smaller. But yeah, that's what I did. And so that's how I created this blanket with my Addi King machine, knitting machine. I believe it's the 42 pegs. And sometimes I might have used the little 24 peg knitting machine. And then I used my looms also, because this was way before I learned to crochet. This was probably in 2018. That's what I'm gonna guess. Now I don't know when Jada's patterns came out for her crocheted squares that made her blanket. That might have been like 2016 or 17. It was before I did this because I was years behind. At least 1 year, if not 2 or 3. But anyway, so that is my version of Jada's calendar blanket. And I will say this, I got first place. This blanket did get first place in the category. It was a knitted blanket is what category it went under. And so I got first place. So anyway, I am proud of this blanket. It's 3 rows wide and 4 rows long. And so it's not really big enough to be a blanket. It would make a great wall hanging. I don't have a wall space to hang it. So I just have it folded up and in a drawer. And one day my kids are going to fight over it, right? Yes, they're going to fight over this blanket one day. Right? Do you think they will? Do you think my kids will fight over this blanket one day when I'm gone? No, they're not going to fight over it. Anyway, I can tell you that youngest one, he's not going to want anything like this, such as this. The oldest one would take something like this, but the youngest one, he wouldn't have any wants for it. But okay, this is half. And then here's the other half. It's just too big to hold up all in one place. But anyway, I thought I would do a little throwback Thursday video with you guys and share this with you. I have a lot of memories while I was working on this because it was fun just creating, and trying to figure out how to make the different shapes. I love my loom knitting years, and I will always cherish those years and what I learned with loom knitting. Because I did have fun, and it gave me a creative outlet when my painting days were over. Because remember, I used to paint before I started playing with yarn. I was a painter. And so when I got to the point where my painting time was coming to an end, I was happy that I found yarn to play with, and I didn't know how to crochet, I didn't know how to knit, but I found looms, and so I began to just create with looms, and that was a great creative outlet for me because I've always felt the need to create, okay? I've just always had that desire that I have to be creating. And so when I got to the point where I could no longer paint anymore, yarn gave my life purpose again. Does that make sense? Yeah, yarn gave my life purpose again. It gave me a way to use my, be a creative outlet for me and be able to create and just have fun and enjoy creating again. And this is my favorite type projects, is where I'm not following a pattern, where I'm just creating my vision. Now, totally, Jada and Stitch's calendar blanket was the inspiration for this, but I couldn't copy exactly what she did because I couldn't crochet. And so I couldn't always make the shapes or whatever. And then sometimes I would just have an idea, such as my leprechaun and my Uncle Sam. I would just have an idea of like, I think I want a leprechaun. I want him to, have this big old beard and all that. And then I think she had one that had a chick. She had a square that had a chick. She might have had one that had a ladybug and a bunny. I'm not really exactly sure. But I just, had fun and made one. Made it up on my own without any kind of instructions. And then same thing down here. After I had made that leprechaun one, I had to make an Uncle Sam, right? And then I think she might have had an owl, but of course it doesn't look like my goofy little owl. And then I don't really remember what she had for the 3 last holiday ones, October, November, and December. Not exactly sure what her squares were, but anyway, I totally got the inspiration from Jada and just, turned it into a loom knit project. I turned it into what I could do. So I couldn't crochet, but I could loom knit. So that goes with my motto that I say often: don't let what you can't do stop you from doing what you can do. I couldn't crochet, but I could loom knit, and by golly, I did. So that was that year that I made this blanket, and I believe it was 2018 because I put it into the fair that year. So, yep. So I'm going to fold this back up. Actually, I folded it wrong. I always fold it where this other side is out. So I'm folding this back up, and I'm going to put it back in the drawer. I might stick a little note on the inside because I doubt I ever get this out again. I might stick a little note in here congratulating the one who lost the bet and had to take it. Anyway, trying to, like fold it in threes there so it's not squishing or whatever. So yep, that will go back in the drawer, and next time somebody pulls that out, I probably will not be here. Honestly. Well, guys, I hope you all are having a good day. I hope you have a great day. I hope my appointment goes well. Say a prayer for me that we get this scheduled and done. And I don't know. Nobody wants to go have a colonoscopy, right? It's something you just have to do. And so I guess I have to do it. Get it done. Get it done. And if they want to do an endoscope at the same time, that would be good. Let's do it. Let's just do it all and get it over with. Yeah, let's do everything you can possibly do and get it over with. I don't know. I better just hush, okay? Guys, remember, it's a beautiful day to crochet. I will be back with you guys soon, and we will visit again. Thanks for stopping by for a visit.